Hello everyone, I'm Pepe Puchol-Salort, a registered ARB architect and a PhD researcher at Imperial College London. Today I'm going to present a piece of research called Natural Capital Impact Assessment for New Urban Development, which has been conducted by myself, Dr. Martin van Ruijk, and Dr. Anna Michik, all of us from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Imperial. The general outline that I'm going to follow is divided in 4 main parts. The first one is introduction and background of the project. Second, I will explain the main case study and the different urban design scenarios that we have done. Third, results. And finally, some conclusions. So, facing two of the biggest pressures in capital cities around the world, which are climate change and population growth, we need to ensure water security and sustainable urban development in our cities. This is obviously particularly critical in cities like London. Ecosystem services and natural capital assessment is a very good method to evaluate the level of urban sustainability. However, our work concluded that the results might be more reliable and effective if these numerical scores are combined with a GIS tool that gives a spatial representation of the urban development. So all of this urban design needs also to be analyzed from a systems thinking perspective, which, as you can see in figure 1, it can provide a clear relationship between the urban infrastructure systems elements, such as land, housing, and water, and its design and operation. The design solutions might include blue-green infrastructure, which are solutions based on nature, and sustainable urban form and sustainable construction. This work is part of a larger research project called Camellia. This comes from Community Water Management for a Livable London. And as you can see in this figure, it involves a lot of partners and organizations and has 4 case studies highlighted in the London map. The idea is to have citizens at the core of water management. And one of these 4 case studies is Thamesmead. Thamesmead is a 750 hectares neighborhood between 2 London boroughs. These 2 boroughs are Greenwich and Bexley, and most of the houses are social housing. Which is quite remarkable is that it has 150 hectares of blue and green space, and the natural capital value is huge. So one of the largest urban developments that is going to be developed in Thamesmead during the next 23 years is Thamesmead Waterfront Development Plan. It's projected to be built there more than 11,000 new homes, and the housing association which manages and owns the land, which is Peabody Housing Association, is aiming to spend more than £8 billion. In the next slides, I'm going to show the maps designed for Thamesmead Waterfront Development Plan that have been traced with QGIS. This will have a number of hectares of different land uses, and these will be the numbers that will be introduced in NCPT. NCPT comes from Natural Capital Planning Tool. But first, we'll start with the pre-development state of the land. That is how it is at the moment. So as you can see here, most of the land is developable brownfield land and has outdoors waste landfill. And there are also other type of lands like blue space and amenity grassland or wetland that are protected and must be preserved. Some of the existing buildings and paved areas will be obviously redesigned. So this is the first scenario, what we call adverse. No sustainable construction or urban form has been designed. So most of the land is with high density, medium density, or low density built up area, and only the blue space and protected wetland has been preserved. Other types of land, such as mixed woodland and amenity grassland, has been highly diminished. If we move to the second scenario, intermediate, We have exactly the same number of area of buildings, but these have changed from traditional way of construction to buildings covered with green roofs or buildings with green walls. Roads have been converted into local green roads, and paved areas have been converted into gardens. These are only the land uses of blue-green infrastructure that NCPT gives us, which means that this is a clear limitation of this tool. Finally, we have the third scenario, what we call favorable. This is a more compact option with a lot of blue-green infrastructure around the buildings. And additionally, a lot of woodland is preserved, more parkland and pond areas are designed, and gardens, new lakes, and a new canal lakework is provided to the citizens. But what happens once we introduce all this land use change inside the NCPT? So as we can see in this summary table, in this part on the left, we can see the 10 ecosystem services analyzed by NCPT and the different scores get by these three scenarios. So in scenario 1, you can see that most of the scores are in red, which means that we are not getting any ecosystem services. Then as far as we start moving to scenario 3, we are starting to see some improvement until almost all the ecosystem services are positive. Finally, to improve the functionality of this work and make it more reliable and faster, we are at the moment prototyping a new integrated modeling tool. This tool connects with a Python programming language the different assessment tools, which is the NCPT that we already mentioned, and others like, for example, BEST, which gives us a PGI monetary prediction. And you are able to get direct results, changing just the design of your urban development in QGIS. Finally, there are 3 main conclusions that we found after this work. So the first one is like urban natural capital assessment is crucial to make better decisions, especially at the early stages of the design. The combination of NCPT with QGIS is a good method. However, it still has a lot of limitation. So the next steps will be to continue developing this integrated modeling tool that we just mentioned in the previous slide, always under a systems thinking perspective. This is the end of my presentation. And in case you have any question or would like to know more about this work, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.